this video, I will be showing you how to apply the intersecting secants interior theorem in finding angles and arcs formed when two secants of a circle intersect inside the circle. Let's begin. If two secants intersect inside the circle, four angles are formed. In this illustration, the angles formed are angle 1, 2, 3, and 4. How to find the measure of each angle? Based on the intersecting secants interior theorem, it states that the measure of an angle formed by two secants intersecting in the interior of the circle is equal to 1/2 the sum of the measures of its intercepted arcs. Angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. Hence, angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent. Also, the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 3. That is, from the interior or intersecting secants interior theorem, the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 3, that is 1/2 the measure of arc EM plus the measure of arc AF. Furthermore, angle 2 and angle 4 are also pair of vertical angles. Therefore, angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent. In addition to that, the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 4, that is 1/2 times the measure of the arc AM plus the measure of the arc EF. Example 1. If the measure of arc OS is 140 and the measure of arc RQ is 60 degrees, what is the measure of angle QPR and the measure of angle OPS? First, let us mark the figures with the given values. So arc OS measures 140 and arc RQ measures 60 degrees. What is the measure of angle QPR? Based on the theorem, the measure of angle QPR is equal to 1/2 times the measure of the big arc OS plus the measure of the small arc RQ. Substituting the given, that is equal to 1/2 times 140 degrees plus 60 degrees, which is equal to the measure of angle QPR is 100 degrees. To find the measure of angle OPS, notice that angle QPR and angle OPS are a pair of vertical angles. Therefore, they are congruent and their measures are equal. So since measure of angle QPR is 100, therefore, the measure of angle QPR equals the measure of angle OPS, which is equal to 100 degrees. Example 2. In the figure below, if the measure of arc VM is 117 degrees and the measure of angle TEA is equal to 74 degrees. Find, letter A, the measure of arc TA, B, the measure of angle MEV, C, the measure of angle TEM. To find the measure of arc TA, let us mark the figure with the given values. The measure of arc VM is 117 degrees and angle TEA measures 74 degrees. By applying the theorem, the measure of angle TEA is equal to 1/2 times the measure of arc VM plus the measure of arc TA. Substituting the given values, 74 degrees is equal to 1/2 times 117 degrees plus the measure of arc TA. Applying the multiplication property of equality and additive inverse, we have 2 times 74 degrees minus 117 degrees is equal to the measure of arc TA. Then, simplifying, the measure of arc TA therefore is equal to 31 degrees. Next one is to find the measure of angle MEV. Marking the figure with additional values, arc AT, which measures 31 degrees, angle VEM or MEV, and angle TEA are vertical angles. Therefore, these two angles are congruent. Also, their measures are equal. Hence, the measure of angle MEV is 74. Next, in example 2 is to find the measure of angle TEM. Angle TEM is adjacent to angle TEA. Hence, they are supplementary. The measure of angle TEM plus the measure of angle TEA is equal to 180 degrees. To find the measure of angle TEM, subtract 180 minus 74 degrees. Therefore, the measure of angle TEM is equal to 106 degrees. Example 3, refer to the figure below to find the following: A, value of x, B, the measure of angle SUE, and C, the measure of arc ES. To solve for x, use the measure of angle HUO, which is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc HO plus the measure of arc ES. Angle HUO and angle HUS are adjacent angles, therefore they are supplementary. To get the angle HUO, subtract 55 from 180. Therefore, it is 125 degrees, which is equal to 1/2 of 3x plus 4 plus x minus 2. By multiplication property of equality, combining like terms, we have 2 times 125 is equal to 4x plus 2. Applying the additive inverse, we have 250 minus 2 is equal to 4x. Divide both sides by 4. Therefore, the value of x is 62 or 62 degrees. Next is to solve for the measure of angle SUE. Angle SUE and angle HUO are vertical angles. Therefore, these two angles are congruent. In addition to that, the measure of angle SUE is equal to the measure of angle HUO. Since the measure of angle HUO is equal to 125 degrees, therefore, the measure of angle SUE is also 125 degrees. For letter C, solve for the measure of arc ES. We know already that the value of x is 62. The measure of arc ES is x minus 2. Substituting the value of x, m, or the measure of arc ES, is equal to 62 minus 2. Thus, the measure of arc ES is 60 degrees. That's it. I hope you've learned something from this. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!